They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Aaron Jones, not one of the bigger backs in the league, 5'9", 208, but he's definitely what you'd call a downhill runner, and he's able to shed the tacklers there for good yardage.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for because, all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Yes, sir. That's it, buddy. We got work.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. To Parma on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. They're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
He'll look to throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's Jack Fox now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak, on top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. He'll drop to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Looking to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Sanders' kick is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Chapman, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hughes. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Simpson. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. On 3rd down, Chapman. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll set up to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 13 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
Here we go.
We've seen quite a bit of a short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They go play action here on first down. Forced out to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing right, and that's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 32-yard line.
Not only was it a double move route, it was the dreaded post corner for any defensive back because you think that he's going all the way to the post in a deep route, and then he breaks it off to the corner. That's hard to flip your hips and get there.
Well, he didn't flip him in time. Big play. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They'll drop to throw. And that's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
A throw over the middle taken in. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 12-yard line. 6-0 our score after one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Back to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This one fielded at the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go, baby. Come on, guys.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Chapman. And he is finally out of bounds, just shy of the 5, all the way down at the 6. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen. And they did right there.
Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
This offense so far on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Bass is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They got to take care of business first.
Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 53 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Running right, Jones. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
And that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a 1st down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. He'll get this to Ward, and he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
On first down, Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now a man open down the middle of the field. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Sanders' kick is good, and the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So nothing doing there. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it.
Matt Rule not a big fan of that last call, and he's going to go ahead and challenge it. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 10.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hughes. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second.
On second down now, it's Jones. And he's able to get up here to the 26.
Let's go, fellas.
He was brought down to the 26. A gain of 7. And a 49-yard first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's now second down.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Let's go.
26 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Man open, here is Jones. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Yeah, big play there. When you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
They'll look to throw again. It's caught, Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. On second down, it's Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
The Niners on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. He's got it. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll run it with Jones. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll run on first down. It's Chapman, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
And this one will be brought back to the 22. That's his 14th interception on the season, and that number 14 ties the NFL single-season record.
Held by Dick Night Train Lane. Was that 1952?
52, more than a half-century ago.
And he's with the Rams that season, and believe it or not, it was his rookie year.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Back to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season.
And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead is down to 4. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll get started out west in Las Vegas. And it's the Raiders who have the lead in that one. The Raiders seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Let's stay in the AFC West and check out what's going on with the Chiefs at home in Arrowhead. and they were winners in that one over the visiting L.A. Chargers. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they've got the lead over the visiting Houston Texans. The Broncos locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play, because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
On first down, it's Jones. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw here. And that will be incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a 2-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give it more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest.
2nd down at 4.
He'll drop to throw.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right? In baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives.
79 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Pass on for the extra point.
It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll look to throw.
He's going to look deep here for Ward.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Take it at the 37. 35 yards that time on the punt. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they see right through that defensively, as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Chapman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it go again.
And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Here we go.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. He'll look to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him. Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Chapman. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on 3rd down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
On the return is Ward. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throw left side, caught here by Ward. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the 1st down as they stop him short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Second and 11.
They'll keep it on the ground. Chapman able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Looking deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They're going to look to throw. And this is incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. A give to Jones. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
This one swung out here to Jones. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll set up to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes the sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll set up a throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 12-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Atlanta regains possession of the football, and they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
He sets to fire deep. This is intercepted.
Picked off at the 47. Oh, nice move. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
The 49ers getting set to trot out there.
Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. The give is to Jones.
101 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Working with a 2nd and 3.
Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Back to throw here. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
I know we saw the pass and the completion and obviously the resulting loss of yardage. To me, that play broke down with the blocking on it. Because if you're going to try and swing it that far outside, that blocking's got to hold up to give your guy a chance.
And the defense, they weren't fooled at all.
No, not at all. Boy, were they aggressive on that one.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a give right side. It's Chapman.
The definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Oh, now a strip. He loses the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Falcons on 3rd down. A very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Under pressure, they got him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Here's what having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. The Falcons send out their punter, standing just about on his own goal line. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
They'll run on 1st down. Jones. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So this defense gets an assist from the goalpost, and as a result, it's going to keep them within 1 score.
Yeah, and that looked to be good the whole way. But that is a big break here in the 4th quarter of a football game. Now your offense needs to find a way to capitalize.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And still just down one score. We'll see how big of a role that missed field goal plays, because it, of course, could have pushed this to a 2-possession deficit for them.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now back to throw. And his pass incomplete. The Falcons on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense, because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
Fielded right around the 8th. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Drops it to Jones in the flat. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Smith catches left side. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play, because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run.
I thought he did a nice job there of reading the coverage and realizing he didn't have anything downfield. So what quarterback doesn't love having a running back who's a terrific safety valve that he can dump the ball off to and turn it into a big hitter anyway?
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 26. The solid stick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Falcon defense has a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game. And now this time, an interception return for another score.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And they will take a 7-point lead now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
From the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick 6 hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the 4th.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's a 2nd and 7. It's caught. Smith. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
117 yards on the ground for him so far.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll get this to Ward.
7 yards the pickup there. 3 yards remain for 2nd down.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones.
And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They'll look to throw. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. It's caught on the right side at Smith. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Sanders on for the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession.
They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And that's
a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
I don't know how many more of these Mallard can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together, make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And they will take a 7-point lead now. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go.
So now the Niners down by 7. At time, a huge factor. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. Back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He's back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly.
Well, that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Back to throw again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They'll look to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Atlanta, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.